Okay, goalies, I get lots of coaches inquire about, we got 10, 15 minutes at the start of practice, what do we do? So here I'm going to shoot a quick sequence of videos that will give you some content for things to do in the first, 10, 15 minutes right before practice starts. So first thing we're going to do is going to be our forward motion butterflies. So we'll start, this is where our knees just drop forward, making sure that we have nice high stance, reset our posture, slowly get set, drop forward, out, trying not to slide, making sure we're setting our feet. Good details. These are butterfly mechanics that we want to try to use to cut down angles and obviously drop in and make saves. So now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to be simulating a glove and a blocker save. So we'll be set, stance, we're going to drop, glove save or blocker save. Our pads are going to stay square, our shoulders are going to shift to the side, and then our hands are going to track to the side. So we're simulating a glove and blocker save. Make sure when we do this, we have good details so our eyes are tracking to our hands, our weight is slightly shifted, everything else staying square. Make sure our hands are connected even if we're making a blocker or a glove save. We're not losing track of that other one. Good. We're going to go through our C-cut sequence. We are going to go from line to line on the other side. Sometimes we usually just get from ringette line down, so got to make do with the space we got. Ready? Together, both legs. Everything we're doing here focused on power, okay? So we don't want to just rep it out. We want to make sure that we have good power. Our details are good with our stance, with our posture, all of that. Same thing. So this is going to be our double or both legs. Now we'll isolate a single leg glove leg. Everything we do will be forwards and backwards. So again, notice how his weight shifted into his blocker, his hands are still square. Stick doesn't need to be on the ice. We want to make sure that our stance is in accordance to where the puck or the play is in zone. So we go glove leg, blocker leg, forwards and backwards. Now we'll go alternate with a little bit of glide in between. So again, we're not just repping. We don't want to turn into kind of slalom skiing. We want to be making sure that we're creating power from that right part of our skate, the heel portion forwards and the toe portion backwards. From there, goalies, if you're U11 or younger, that's where we would cut it. But for our more advanced goalies, we're going to get into another portion of our edge work, which is going to be our single leg. We're going to go out wide. So this is going to challenge our body control. So we're staying set, hands are out, push, push, push. Now, this is really good for, again, body control and staying connected. We don't want to have any excess movement. We want to make sure that we're loading the weight correctly, right? We're going to go forwards, backwards, get a couple C-cuts. Again, using our head to look. That's what's going to start our turn. You'll see goalies like Bobrovsky do a lot of this edge work. I'm sure they all do. We just don't see it. So now we're going to go C-cuts. We're going to hold that edge and go into a full circle. C-cuts, hold that edge, go into a full circle. It's okay. Keep going. Keep going. Again, try not to drag that toe. You can see this is a struggle for even older goalies as well. Okay, and then ready, we'll go backwards. Hold that edge, use our head to turn. If we need to pump a little bit with our foot, we can to keep that momentum going. Perfect. That would be our C-cut sequence. Okay, next portion we're going to do in our 10-15 minute goalie warm-up is going to be our footwork. So there's probably thousands of footwork drills we can do. This one I got from Connor Hellebuck. Works for him, it'll probably work for us. So this is going to be called our Hellebuck dot skate. So a couple details here before we get going. I like to use the hashes on the circle because it actually creates two different like T-pushes. Okay, I've seen goalies go from, like the blue dot using those, which is fine too. For me, I like using the hashes because it creates two different T-pushes. One simulates kind of post up to the blue line, and then one creates more of a lateral from top of the crease, D to D pass across the top. So second thing is with the pucks, especially this is crucial with the younger goalies, is make sure that you have focal pucks. So the puck's there for two reasons. One, it gives them something to look at before they move. We always want to look before we move. And then two, you can tell if they're getting square. See how his feet are square to that puck? Go for it. First sequence is going to be T-pushes. So we're going to look, rotate those hips, and go. And then we're stopping hard. All you do is you go 4 each way. Hellebuck used to do this before. This was his warm-up skate before games. I think he still does it actually. It's It's got everything you need in it, which is why I love it. So you just go 4 T-pushes one way, 4 the other way. Next one you do a butterfly recovery. Make sure we're looking, we're getting square, we're rotating, and make sure we don't just push. Like, you can do this drill really easy if you just shorten your pushes, but make sure we're getting out to those pucks, exaggerating our movements so that you're pushing your speed and your power. Butterfly crawl. This one, for younger goalies that want to go push. Try to challenge them just to go one big push. Hardly ever do we do a push in a game. So again, always try to implement the proper mechanics. Look at their stance, look at their hands. We want their hands out, we want their body balanced, we want their posture good. Don't let them sink down in their butterfly with their hips. Butterfly slide. This one you can implement a little bit of hand aggression. So as we look and go, our hand can kind of lead where we're going, getting square to each puck. Other way. Perfect. That would be our dot skate. I think that took literally 2 minutes to do. Okay, and it's got everything you need other than shuffles. It's got your T-pushes, your butterfly recovery, your butterfly crawl, your backside push. Again, making sure that we have the proper details and mechanics. Okay, we want to make sure that we're hitting the right spot. We're nice and explosive. Our hands are set. We have good stance. We have good speed and good power. Okay, here's another skating option. So this one's just going to be, if you have the net, you might as well use it in the crease. So here's a couple patterns that we can do. First one, we're just go straight out, straight back. Adjust that back leg, out, back. Adjust that back leg, out, back. Our back leg sets our angle to where we want to go. Then we'd alternate sides. So you can do this like, kind of 3 times each puck. Again, making sure everything originates from a good post seal. You'll see lots of younger goalies get lazy with their post seal and setup. Don't rush the post seal and setup. You can also add butterflies, you can add recoveries, you can add a number of different movements into these patterns. This one will add a butterfly recovery. So we get out, butterfly, save, into our post. Get out, butterfly, save, get into our post. Now, I like to try to create the habit of goalies recovering to their feet. You can also do this one where they recovered in RVH, right? We butterfly crawl into our post, we seal RVH. Here we're gonna add a post-to-post sequence. So for young goalies, we like to go push, look, push, step out, straight across, back in. If you're old enough, you can just go straight across in one push, but breaking down the post to post helps them follow plays and be sharp behind the net. Again, focal pucks, making sure we're looking, making sure that we're getting square to those pucks is crucial for younger goalies. But you can really mix in any type of footwork progression you want. I know when I was younger, you used to just teach us the alphabet. So the A was just getting to the top, getting back. You could do the W where you step out, into your post, to the top, back to your post, out. Do the W quick. Start at the top, into your post, out to the top, into your post, out to the top. See how we're making a W there? So I know there used to be a ton of crease patterns that were just based off of letters of the alphabet. So there's another option for our footwork. So hands warm up, simple tracking drills, great things to do. If you only got a little bit of time at the beginning of practice, you can mix in some movements too. But for this one, we're just gonna go stationary. So we're gonna separate high glove, low glove, high blocker, low blocker, some stick saves off the post. So to start, we'll just go 5 shots each. So we're gonna go 5 shots, high glove. Goalies, make sure that we have nice posture, nice stance. We don't need to be in a deep crouch. I'm shooting these pucks from above the ringette line, so we can be nice and patient. Again, our stick doesn't need to be on the ice, because if I shot a puck from here, I hope you'd be able to seal the ice. Ready? High glove. So we want to make sure our hands tracking forward, our body shifting, making sure that we're maximizing our coverage. There's 2 reasons that I have you on the goal line. One is so that you have to move more. Now, if we have like a U11 goalie, I wouldn't put them on the goal line. I'd probably put them, at the top of the crease. U13, you can maybe put them 3/4, so they'd be, just a foot off the top of the crease. Anything from U15 to U18, I put them on the goal line for 2 reasons. 1, they have to move more. 2, they start to understand the efficiency aspect of where their net is and where they have to move to. Butterfly, ready? So here we're just isolating those shoulder shifts, working on that hand. And if this puck misses the net, he shouldn't move. Now, lots of coaches will put goalies in their butterfly for hands, which is okay. I just want you to be aware that when you put a goalie in their butterfly and you start shooting at their hands, you're eliminating the timing. So there's 0 timing for them to read the release and then be dropping into that save. So timing is we want our pads to hit the ice as that puck's hitting our glove. So when we track from our butterfly, you eliminate the timing, which is a super important aspect of a save. Ready? Dropping in, low glove. Even though I'm shooting low, I want to make sure that his stance doesn't just get too wide. So again, we want to have this timing. So watch the difference now. He'll be set, I'll load. That is what timing is right there. Perfect. One more. See the difference of the first 2 reps versus the last 2 reps? That's what happens when you add timing. like to get them to follow their rebound because again, it creates that habit. Everything we do needs to translate to a game. So in a game, there's one puck, making sure that we're putting everything into that one save and then we can reset. Bad shot, sorry. Even the best miss some, it's okay. That actually leads me to a point. Shooters, if you do miss your shot, shouldn't matter because the goalie should still be reading your shot. Ready? Again, we don't want to have any sliding east-west. This is the efficiency aspect. You don't need to slide east-west. If we slide, that leads to a longer recovery, or if there's a tip, we're potentially out of position. This just utilizes complete body control. We use our hands and our body to make saves. Nice, clean, and simple. Next progression of our hands warm-up is going to be off the post stick saves. So again, don't rush our post setup, especially with the younger goalies. Make sure our post setup's correct. Ready? This one I want us to get to the top. Exaggerating our depth, using our footwork to get up there. The more depth we get on this stick save, the easier the stick save is because you don't have to move it as far. Again, using a good butterfly recovery after the save. Usually go about 6 to 8 times. This one's going to be up to the 45 of the elbow, which is the little mark on the crease. All we're going to do is get a nice, good explosive push to the top. It's going to be a chest save. So we're going to work on our timing with our hips. We don't want to see our hands tracking in. Looking to squeeze control these pucks. So the thing is, if we have good timing with our hips, it's not our body, it's our hips sinking back. These pucks will just stay right in there. The reason we don't want our hands tracking in is when our hands track in, they end up covering what our body's already covering, so that leads to double coverage. So if there's a potential screen or a tip, then our hands are tracking towards our body and it might be tipped beside us. Whereas if we have utilized this type of butterfly, we just use our hips, our hands still have coverage to make a save. Now, if there's no screen, you can do whatever you want to make a chest save, just make sure there's no rebound. Good mechanics, nice footwork. That would be the end of our 10 to 15 minute warm-up. Our goalie should be ready to jump into practice.